How's it going, guys? Welcome back to another video. Today we are doing the London to Brighton Ultra 100k, all continuous. This is the first ultra I've ever done, and so this is my May challenge for uncomfortable fitness challenges for this year. This is by far the hardest thing I think I have ever done in my life. I mean, we'll see how it goes. Yeah, looking forward to it. I was a bit rushed this morning, so I couldn't film anything beforehand. It's currently 7 a.m. and about to get going. Here we go. Here's the one in the Brighton. Here we are. All right. So I'll talk to you more about strategy, how I got prepared beforehand, and there was some B-roll shots of the way as well, so you can see afterwards. I guess what I packed with me, so you can have a better idea how I get prepared. So I literally just realised that the start of the course is actually right to my first marathon. I didn't even, I guess, properly look at that. That's pretty cool. It's a nice little start to it. So we've gone past the first rest point now. So that's 12 k's in. Let's talk about a little bit on why I chose this challenge. So in the start of this year, I had back in mind that this was an option for me. 100 k's was obviously a lot and very scary to commit to. And then after the marathon, I decided to just go for it. So, and I couldn't really find anything else to do in May, and running was a big thing in my mind at the time. I was doing really well with training, and just the fact that London to Brighton just sounded really cool to me. So that's why I decided to commit to it. And well, here we are 2 months later after the marathon, and going all the way. So we've gone past the 25 kilometer, that's one of the main checkpoints. So there's 25, 58 and then 80 as the main checkpoints, and then there's quite a few rest stops in between, so like roughly every 12, 15 kilometers. This is the biggest stretch right now, going from 25 to 42 as just a rest stop in general. See, I'm walking right now. That's the strategy, is to walk up the hills. save the energy from the calves, because there's a long way to go. As soon as we rest, it gets quite cold at the moment. London, we've had some insanely good weather recently, and it is unfortunate that I haven't had any training in the rain, in the sort of cooler area. Fortunately, the rain kind of stopped as soon as we started, which is great. It's made some of the ground a little bit wet, but there's still a cool breeze in the air. So when you're not moving, I have to quickly put my my long sleeve on again, and then as soon as I started running, like literally maybe a kilometer later, I was roasting again. So yeah, so there's quite a few different options for the London to Brighton. Of course, I'm doing the full continuous. You can split up over 2 days. You can walk it. You can just do different sections. So there's a lot of people getting around onto this. Some people doing it for charity, some people doing it themselves. So yeah, it's one of those big ones, and I'm excited to get this done. All right, so we have done our first marathon. So we just had the marathon rest break. Now moving on to Tully's Farm, which is the 58 kilometer mark, which is the kind of the halfway. That's going to be the big next rest stop. That was a very long, I guess, run between the 25 and the 42. We hit the highest elevation of the route, and that was pretty tough, both up and downhill. Downhill on the steep ones, knees starting to hurt a bit, but then once I get back to the normal ground, I'm all good again. So we have to keep on top of that. Keep the spirits relatively high. Sun is kind of out, not rain, which is what was originally forecast. So yeah, we're doing well. We'll keep on going. This countryside, just nothing but nature. No animals here, but come across a lot of animals around. Yeah, obviously the other contestants. Here we are, guys. 50k mark. We are halfway. Wow, look at that. All right, so we have left now the Tully's Farm, which is the halfway rest point, but it's more than halfway. So we're on our road now. The next stop is is actually only 10.5 kilometers away, which is nice. I have to say, those last 5 leading up to that halfway point, I'm a little bit mentally broken. Physically, I'm okay. So time flew by at that rest point. I was there for an hour. I had myself a massage. I think, well, may as well, right? It's free, and you know, the whole goal is to finish. So if I can do whatever I can to do that, then so be it. So yeah, on our way to the next point, just shuffling / small jog, whatever this kind of running style is. Let's fucking go, all right, guys. I can't believe it. I've hit the 70-kilometer mark. It's unbelievable. We just had the another sort of mini rest stop. We got 10Ks into the last big one. Yeah, everything's very difficult at the moment, but blister management, you know, we're doing all right. Legs are okay, just keeping the mind still focused on that end goal.
Ready, go. Where's it, Cam? See you in Brighton. You got this.
Hey guys, just a quick update. We're on the final rest stop now, which means there's only 12 kilometers left. The time is now 11:30, so we have really dragged out this day a lot. I am shattered, but it's time to get it done. I've got a little tea to just kind of start walking with, and then we'll try and pick up the pace a bit.
Woo!
All right, welcome back. It is now 1 month later, post the ultra, and wow, I mean, what an unbelievable experience that was. 100 kilometers, I don't know how you can really picture that in your head until you've actually done that distance. You know, when you get to a marathon, it's like, okay, 42 kilometers, that's a fair bit of running. You can sort of picture how much that is if you've been running, 10 kilometers at least. But then 100 kilometers, how the hell did I do it? Well, I think I'm going to do another video in the future on how I actually prepare for it, because my strategy was probably a little bit different from a traditional maybe ultra or marathon preparation. But I knew for me that my legs are pretty strong from doing Olympic lifting. So I took advantage of the strength aspect, and in the lead up, I just doubled down on my Olympic lifts and my strength, and focusing on the smaller muscle groups that don't maybe get enough attention. For example, like the calves and the feet and the hip flexors, because that's what I was really struggling post-marathon, what I did in March. And then with checkpoints, there was a checkpoint roughly every between 8 and 17 kilometers. And so at each checkpoint, I made sure there was some time where I was off my feet and let my legs recover, refuel and hydrate. That was really important. And that's how I was able to keep going. The only real problem that I was experiencing was running steep downhill underneath my right knee. That was the only point where I was like, okay, I need to be careful here. And then apart from the other pain, which was I had only 2 blisters in total, 1 on each pinky toe, and the chafing, those are pretty unbearable by the end. I pulled up relatively okay. The next day, my Achilles and my right ankle was the only thing that was really causing me to limp around. It felt like it was just like overstretch, and only for 2 days I was limping because of that. And after that, I was fine. I've had, in terms of soreness, worse leg days at the gym than doing that ultra. So I'm really proud of myself on how I was able to push through this challenge and even recover pretty okay. In this last 4 weeks, I would say my strength has maybe dropped off maybe 10%. I've only noticed it going up to sub-maximal lifts on my Olympic lifts. I've done a couple runs since then, light runs, nothing too crazy, and feeling pretty good. My feet, maybe occasionally if I'm on my feet a lot in one day, I might feel a little bit when I suddenly stand up again. But apart from that, it's been pretty good. The other moments where I was really proud of was at the 95 kilometer mark. At this point, I am shattered, and the wind was really intense and the rain was coming, And I was walking up this little section. I just got off the phone with my partner, and yeah, I felt really spent at this point. And then hitting that 95 kilometer mark, I just suddenly switched something on in my body, and I was able to suddenly start running pretty fast again, like, almost the same pace as what I was doing at the start of the ultra. And I looked at the stats after, 14 people to get to the finish line, which was pretty crazy. It took me 18 hours in the end. 18 hours. And I was expecting maybe 14 max. What I didn't account for so much was the hills. I purposely walked up every hill to save my legs, but because there was a lot of them, I was walking a fair bit. And anyway, so on the checkpoints, I spent maybe a little bit longer time to recover. According to my Garmin, which I bought recently because of the ultra, I said I burnt around 7,400 calories. I was probably expecting a little bit more. I definitely probably consumed that amount in sugar, which is good. In total, there was about 1,500 meters of ascent as well. So there's a fair bit of elevation to take account. And of course, some trail running, which is a new experience I haven't really had much of, especially in the lead up to this training. It's all been in London flat streets. But yeah, I think overall, just like I said, those last 5 kilometers, I found this new sort of switch. I don't know how the body is able to just be resilient and adapt to that. But this is what all these challenges are about. It's about pushing my mind and my body and be able to find something more. And if you're interested in checking out the other videos so far, you'll be able to see the last 4 months of challenges on this playlist over here. If you enjoyed this video, please give this a like and subscribe if you want to see more content. I'd love to do a few more videos talking about my experience with the ultra, how I prepared for it, how I trained for it, what I was doing more in detail in the process of it. And if you're looking to get into running, I'd love to make some more videos as well. Comment if you want to see more. I'm really excited to share this video with you, and we'll keep on going. Stay tuned for that next year's my medal. I almost forgot my London to Brighton ultra. That was a really nice thing to receive at the end. And also, actually, I forgot to mention there was the champagne or prosecco, sparkling, whatever it was, by the end. There was only like this much, and it was included. But I started to feel a little sick on the drive home, probably because I had nothing else in my system. I was exhausted, and this little bit of alcohol was just taking me over the edge. But we all came out okay. And yeah, don't forget, Cam15 is the new code now if you're looking to buy some merchandise for 0 to 1 and join a community full of people who are just taking that first step in whatever venture they're in. So go check that out on the website below. You can also check out my newsletter on Midweek Motivation. It's also got a podcast as well. There's more information in the link description. Go check that out, and we'll see you in the next episode.